Sorry, just give me 1 second. Okay, you all can see my screen, yeah?
Yes.
And it's proper, like it appears full screen, correct? All right, I have a wide screen here, and I can actually make 2 windows on my one screen at once. So sometimes it appears to you like everything is shrank down, but as long as you're seeing this properly, all good. Okay, so, and again, I'm not running this on a presentation mode because again, it will pop up on my screen and it will shrink down on your side. So I'll just run it like this. Business mindset, as you can see, there's only like 4 slides. So yeah, we do have amazing product. We do have with Atomy, and we do have a great compensation model and so on. So it must be easy to do this business, right? Wrong. As you know, if you have been doing Atomy for a few weeks, few months, or a few years, you all know that it's straightforward. The Atomy gives us everything that is needed to succeed, but it's not easy. Nothing worth pursuing is easy, and we need to have a specific mindset. We don't need to be born with a specific mindset, but we need to acquire a specific mindset in order to be successful in any business. And that's something that I want to touch upon here. I'm not going into deep, just 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes, that's it. But that's what this meeting is all about. Okay. So why am I qualified to talk about this? So this is also a good segue into who I am and what I do. So my background is IT, and I started getting involved with businesses about 3.5 years ago, and including Atomy around the same time. And I was totally a different person prior to that. I was happy with what I was getting with my 9 to 5 job. I was happy with someone else, my boss or boss's boss, deciding what I should do and when I can or cannot go for vacation and so on. So I didn't think much about it. I was getting a stable income every month and I was happy with it. But then, over a period of time, I started reading more, and my wife always had a good business mindset. So in conversations, been in conversations with her and her friends and her family, and eventually, gradually, I started changing myself too. And I'm like, what am I doing? My life is not meant to be spent in front of a computer 9 hours a day, 5 days a week, and someone else decide what I should do, when and how. So I decided, I started reading and I started opening up my mindset, and then I started doing businesses, and I really got hooked onto it, and I even quit my 9 to 5. And right now I'm full-time in businesses. um, I have a real estate business. I have participating in this Atomy business, and I'm working on multiple real estate businesses and so on. So why am I qualified to talk about business mindset? Because I'm going through this. I'm going through what each one of us are also going through. And some of you, or maybe even most of you, are working somewhere, maybe 1 job, 2 jobs, even 3 jobs, along with trying to build a future here through Atomy. So the job that we are doing is for bringing food onto the table for today, this week, maybe this month, maybe for the next couple of months. If you don't work for a few days, you all know you're going to have trouble bringing food to the table, 3 months from now, 4 months from now, 4 months from now. So essentially, we are trading our time to make that money, right? And I can explain this in a better way. Like, why do the next set, like, why do you want to be an entrepreneur? So first of all, I'm going to talk in terms of dollars. It really doesn't matter. It's euro, it's peso. It really doesn't matter, but you will get the idea. So how do you earn $1,000 per hour? And if you ask me, it's very simple. Do whatever you do to make $500 per hour and just double the effort. Okay, fine. That's good. So how do you make 500? How do you earn yourself $500 per hour? That's also easy. Do whatever you were doing or you are doing to make $250 per hour and just double the effort. That's easy. And if you go down like that, and in fact, most of us, are not in a position to start with making $250 per hour. So if you go down that chain, we can say, how do you make $20 per hour? That's easy. Do whatever you're doing to make $10 per hour and just double the effort. Okay, so now most of us probably can make $10 per hour. In fact, in Canada, at least, the minimum wage is $15 per hour. So most of us can make at least $10 per hour somehow, right? And you just need to double the efforts. That's easy. And then whatever you're doing for $20, just double it and you can make 40 and so on. But here's the problem. To make that $10 per hour, and then we are working probably like 8, 10, 12 hours a day, and maybe 5, 6, even 7 days a week. Okay, so how do we put in that extra effort to double our income? We cannot. This is the problem with trading your time for money. And that's not what we want. We want to be earning, this 10s, 20s, 40s, 80s, 250s, and 500s per hour without proportionally spending our time for that. And that's what entrepreneurship will do. That's only an entrepreneur will help you get to that stage. And that's the reason why we all want to be an entrepreneur, so that we can spend the rest of the time with our family. We can spend some time vacationing. We can go back to our countries, visit our family, parents, friends, and so on. And so personally, I quit my job about 1.5 years ago. It has not been easy ever since. It's been very stressful. Entrepreneurship generally is stressful. In fact, that's the most difficult thing I have done in my life so far. It has been stressful. It's been financially stressful. However, I wouldn't trade I wouldn't trade this to go back to my previous life. I really enjoy the freedom, and I can spend time with my family when I want. I am my own boss. No one will fire me, and I can decide. Uh, Essentially, I am in control of my life. If I succeed, that's up to me. If I instead learn a lesson, that's also up to me. So you will be in control of your lives. And I really enjoy this phase. I do not want to go back to where I was. So you all should, you will know what I mean when you get to that stage where you can fire your bosses and you are your own boss. Okay. Hopefully we'll all get there. So to get there, what will it take? What will it take to be an entrepreneur? In my opinion, and I did not copy this from somewhere. This is again from my own experience, from what I felt, what I believe must be, the basic things that is needed to be an entrepreneur. And by the way, I'm talking about entrepreneurship because being anatomy, running anatomy business is essentially entrepreneurship. So this all relates to what we are trying to achieve here. Okay. So what will it take? It takes grit, persistence, consistency, sacrifice. And essentially, in a nutshell, I mean, you can read this, but in a nutshell, all that it means is you'll be bombarded with problems after problems after problems. But if you have your goal, the end goal in your mind, you should go through this, you should persist, you should consistently do the work, and then the um, ignore the negativities, ignore the disturbances, and then just continue to move forward, even if it's little by little, but continue to make progress. Do not, the only way you will fail in a business is when you give up. If you don't give up, eventually you will be successful, whatever your definition of success is. For somebody, making $500 per month could be success. For someone else, it will be making $100,000 per month. Whatever your definition of success is, have that goal in front of you and just ignore the negativities, ignore the temporary inconveniences, and push forward. It needs to be consistent. You cannot put all your efforts for atomy work for 1 month and do not do anything for the next 6 months and expect magic to happen. It doesn't work that way. In fact, I would recommend, if you are a reader or a listener to audiobooks, I highly recommend read the book The Slight Edge. I will type it on the chat after this meeting, after my talk. It's called The Slight Edge, and that clearly talks about, successes does not happen overnight. It may, for some people, it may look overnight success, but they have put in consistent effort day after day after day in order to get there. Other people, they do not see all those struggles. They only see the final success and they call it overnight success, but that's not how it works. So what I'm saying is, if you feel pressure, if you feel negativity, if you feel discouraged, if you feel that you are not getting anywhere, that's all absolutely normal in a business journey. You are doing the right thing. If you're feeling all this, that means you're doing the right thing. You are on the right path. Continue doing this, continue for moving forward, and you will be successful. Similar to working out, you don't go from 100 kilogram to 60 kilogram by working out for 6 hours a day for 2 weeks. It doesn't work that way. You need to be consistent, even if it's a little bit, 30 minutes every day. But, over a period of time, success will start showing up. That's exactly what entrepreneurship is all about. And this one important thing, which I kind of kept another page for this, is the growth mindset. We all need to have the growth mindset. Most of us, not everyone, but most of us are born and raised with fixed mindset. Throw it away. We need to move towards a growth mindset. Now, I am not going to go through the details of, what is a fixed mindset versus what is a growth mindset, but I will touch upon just the main 2 or 3 points that I believe is, again, the fundamental difference between someone who has a fixed mindset or someone who has a growth mindset. Here, it's direct opposites. Fixed mindset, you believe that if you are not born with a talent or knowledge, then you cannot attain it. Then you are doomed. You cannot achieve it. That is how people with fixed mindset, that's what they believe. They believe that they cannot improve. Oh, this is not how I was raised, so I cannot improve. I'm done. As you can imagine, growth mindset is exactly on the other side. They always believe everything, every quality that they do not have, every knowledge that they do not have can all be acquired. It can all be developed with some practice and effort. That's a huge mindset difference, right? The second one, people with fixed mindset, they always say, oh, I cannot do that. I cannot do that. Or uh, this this vacation is, it will cost $250. I cannot do that. So that's a fixed mindset. But the growth mindset, how they work is, they will never say, I cannot. If there is something worth pursuing, they will always ask the question. If they say a $250 vacation, but they do not have a $250 with them, they will ask themselves, how can I actually make $250? How can I actually afford? How do I find that money? How do I? They always find a way to achieve that. Maybe it's about, they need to work a few extra hours for the next 1 month, or it's about um, they need to they need to buy and sell something, like they need to have a side hustle. They need to cut grass on somebody's lawn and make $25, and whatever it is, like they always find a way to make that happen. So the question that they will be asking themselves is, it's not, oh, I cannot do that. It will be like, how can I do that? It's huge difference. And last but not the least, again, these are only the main points. You should read about it if you're interested. Well, as entrepreneurs, we should all be interested in this. So read about it. There's much more than this. But lastly, here is, people with fixed mindset, they do not like to see success of other people. They get, they resent. They're like, oh, why am I not successful? Why is he or she successful? And they will find multiple excuses and reasons why I'm not successful and he or she is successful instead. With people with growth mindset on the other side, they cheer for the success of other people, and they study them. They learn how they achieved success, and they try to replicate the same in their life so that they can also achieve success. So it's absolutely important, as entrepreneurs, we all need to have growth mindset. We all need to develop growth mindset. Most of us are not born or raised in a growth mindset. Some people are, but most of us are not. So hopefully I could contribute something to our um, to our cause here. And at any point of time, I'm big into like mindset and entrepreneurship and all the stuff. So at any point of time, if you feel like talking about this, I am always available. Back to you, Arjoyce.